Good morning, friends and family of YouTube. It's Travis once again, and today is Black Friday. So instead of going out to the stores and spending some money, I am out on the trail as usual. Already hit a spider web. I can't believe it. So I was going to go hiking earlier this week. I actually celebrated my birthday and thought I would hike that day, but they had several of the roads and trails closed down due to the fact that we had like some really high winds, and we had rain a couple of days, so that kind of dampened the hiking spirit a little bit. But it seems like everything is back to normal, and I'm up here in the mountains again today. But before we get started, let me give you some directions on how to get here, and those are coming up right now. If you're driving from the Maryville-Alcoa area, you will pass through the city of Townsend, and then you'll come up here to the Townsend Y. If you make a left, that will take you back towards Gatlinburg. But today we're actually going to turn to the right, going towards Cades Cove. Turkey Pen Ridge is over here on the right, and you can also get to, I believe it's Anthony Creek, but where we're going to go is right across over here, which is Lead Cove and also Bote Mountain. So let's get parked here. It's about just for reference, it's about a 10-minute drive from the Townsend Y to get to this point, so just keep that in mind. Alright, so as you can see, there is plenty of parking on both sides. Again, that is Turkey Pen Ridge. You can get to Anthony Creek Trail that way. Finley Cane is down this direction. But today we are going to head up to Spence Field via Lead Cove and then to Bote Mountain, so hopefully you can see that. And there is a sign here that says Backcountry Campsite 9 is closed due to aggressive bear activity. Danger, bears are active in this area, so might get to see a few bears today, fingers crossed. Alright, so welcome back. Today I'm going to be hiking up to Spence Field. And actually I'm going up to the AT for the first time. I've never been on the Appalachian Trail at all. And I'm already breathing heavy, as you can tell. This trail is uphill the entire time. Started at Lead Cove, and I've done this trail before. I've actually done a loop. I think it goes Lead Cove to Bote Mountain and then over to Finley Cane, which is a pretty good little trek. But today I'm going Lead Cove up to Bote Mountain and then on up to the Appalachian Trail, and going up to see Spence Field, which I have never been before. And if you're not familiar with that area, there was a kid by the name of Dennis Martin back in, I think it was 1969. He was 6 years old, and him and his family were on a picnic, and he went missing, and they never did find him. So if you go out on YouTube and look up Dennis Martin, you'll see some stories out there on him. It's a pretty interesting story itself. I just hate the fact that, I mean, gosh, 6 years old, I can't imagine what his family went through, but it is a interesting story to watch if you've not seen that before, so I would highly recommend that. But I'm headed up there. That's about a 10-mile round trip, and the fact that I'm already breathing this heavy has got me a little concerned, but we'll persevere. And then while I'm up there, I may go on over to Rocky Top. I think it adds another about a mile and a half round trip to it, so probably put us about 11.5 miles total. Probably depend on how I feel when I get up there. But anyway, it's good to be back out on the trail. It's about 39 degrees this morning. It's supposed to be up, I think, in the mid 50s this afternoon. Sunrise was at 7:20 officially. 7:17, so I beat sunrise. But anyway, like I said, this is Lead Cove Trail to Bote Mountain on up to the Appalachian Trail, where we'll see Spence Fields and maybe Rocky Top. It's either going to be 10 miles round trip or 11.5, depending on how far I go. So, but it is cold, 39 degrees. I've got the jacket on. Probably be sweating here in about 30 or 40 minutes, and I'm already breathing pretty heavy. But let's get started and see how this trail goes. All right, so here's your first crossing. Not a bad one, but I will say, if it rains a lot, I could see where there would be a lot of water right through here. But right now, we've been in a drought for the past several weeks. Even though we did get a little bit of rain a couple of days this week, just wasn't enough. But anyway, the leaves are going to make this tough on any of these crossings, because you can't tell where the trail kind of starts and where the creek stops. So anyway, hopefully I won't be any deeper than how tall my boots are. They're waterproof, so if I make that mistake, as long as they don't go up over my ankle, I'll be all right. But this would be a bad day to have wet socks and wet feet, with it being cold, and with the amount of distance I've got to go, would not be a pleasant experience. All right, so I do remember this. There's like a rock wall, a small one, right there. And then this kind of rock formation right here, which is, I have no idea what the purpose of that was. My assumption is it was some kind of a marker. But anyway, I always think it's kind of cool when you're out on one of these trails to see an older man-made structure. So, pretty neat. Well, I had forgotten about this spot, but I remember it now. Look at this. It's where a tree had fallen over, so this is the root system that I'm standing on. But look at that view. That's pretty awesome. Now this would be a great shot in probably the spring, summer, or fall. Fall would be awesome right here, just because it's opened up where you can see enough. But man, in the wintertime, everything's kind of dead. So, I mean, you can still see the mountain range though, which is nice. All right, carry on. All right, so we've made it to the first intersection. And this is Bote Mountain. All right, Finley Cane Trail, back that direction. We just came up Lead Cove, and then here Finley Cane is 2.5 that direction, and Appalachian Trail 2.9 that way. So let's see, what was that, 1.8 miles. You got a nice little resting spot here. I do remember this. All right, so I know on video that looked like a quick, easy hike. It was not. It took me about an hour to get to this point. It's uphill the entire way. This is where we came up just now. That is going back down Bote Mountain. And this is going up Bote Mountain to get up to the Appalachian Trail. And the one thing that I do remember about Bote Mountain Trail, the part that I've done, it's painful. So I don't expect that this is going to be any easier. But anyway, I have not been up to this point, so this is all new trail for me. I've done this, and I've done the loop all the way back down to Finley Cane, but it's the first time I've been this direction, so hopefully we'll get some good shots, some good video, and we'll see what it looks like once we get up there. All right, so as I expected, Bote Mountain, all uphill. You see where it just came from. Looks like basically like an old riverbed, but it's the trail, and I guess when we have heavy rains, it's just where the water flows. But you can see back behind the clouds, the sun just starting to peek up over the mountain, which is pretty cool. It's like, took about an hour after official sunrise to get up there. So it takes a little while to get up over the mountain. But yeah, just to give you a shot of what this looks like right now, just uphill. Lots and lots of incline. Here's another shot of the sun coming up over the mountain. So we continue up Bote Mountain Trail. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Hey, guess what? Still going uphill. Yeah. Fun, fun. Alright, so I forgot that Anthony Creek Trail runs into Bote Mountain also. I've actually done Anthony Creek, so I have been to this point before. So that's my mistake. Russell Field Trail. So it's Anthony Creek Trail. 2 miles that way. And so we've got Appalachian Trail. Another 1.7. So that was 1.2 miles to get here. And then another 1.7 to get up to Appalachian Trail. So let's head that way. Well, here's a neat little area in the trail. Never really seen that before, where you've got like just a tree out in the middle and the trail has went around on both sides. But definitely different. I was hoping there'd be another view up here, but there's still just too many trees in the way. But yeah, just like an open spot here if you need to take a break. But anyway, we will continue on. And this right here is a great example of why they had several of the roads and the trails closed earlier this week when we had the really high wind conditions. Because, I mean, as you can see, you have one of these big old trees like this fall and you're out here on the trail. I mean, there's nowhere to go for shelter, really. I mean, it's just trees everywhere and you never know when one's going to come down. So that is one of the many reasons why I was not hiking earlier this week. And glad I waited till today, for sure. Weather's been great. So far, I've only seen one other hiker. We started about the same time and he took off. He's much younger than me, so he's put a lot of distance in between the two of us. But hopefully we'll get up here to the top. I might see him again. But been pretty quiet so far. Just the sound of me breathing really heavy trying to climb up this hill. But man, straight up the entire way. So looking forward to getting to the top of this. So I'll let you know when I do. Alright, so I saw this little spot here where they've dug off to let the water run off. Looks like you can get a decent view. But what I was going to show you is there is ice. So definitely colder up here. Probably in the 34, 35 degree range. But just wanted to get a shot here of this view. Not too bad. But we're probably about less than a mile to Spence Field up here at the AT. So we're definitely getting close, but I want to take this little detour and kind of get a shot of this. Here's another patch on the trail. It's got quite a bit of ice on it. To be honest with you, I really wasn't expecting that today. I didn't think it was going to be that cold, but there you go. Well, hit another area. It's got quite a bit of ice. I don't know how much you'll be able to see of it, but I mean, it's all down through the leaves here, up through here, and it's definitely ice. It's not snow. Just big old chunks of ice. I mean, just tons and tons of it. It's amazing. But the temperature actually doesn't feel that bad. Of course, I've been going uphill the whole time, so my lungs and heart are pumping pretty hard right now. So once I get up here and stop for a little bit, it'll probably cool off. But anyway, it's kind of a neat sight. Alright, so took me a little over 2.5 hours to get here to this point. So if I turned around right now, went back 5 hours round trip, but you know me, I'm going to do a little exploring while I'm up here. So let's see. What do we got? Eagle Creek Trail, 0.1. The Spence Field shelter is 0.2 miles that way. Let's see what this is. So that's just where we came from. Lead Cove Trail. And then what else we got here? Jenkins Ridge, this direction. So let's go towards Spence Field shelter and check that out. And then I think when we come back, we need to go that direction, and that's Rocky Top. So let's head this direction. Alright, so Spence Field shelter is that way. We'll check it out on the way back. But I think Spence Field's actually this direction. So let's go up here and see what it looks like. Well, it's got these little steps going up through here, and these are, I don't know what this is, but I assume this would be pretty awesome here in the summertime when this is in bloom. Probably be a whole different view. Let's go up here a little bit farther. A neat little entrance here. Alright, so according to my All Trails app, that back there was actually Spence Field. So this is the Appalachian Trail, and it continues on. I'm not going to go any farther that way because I need to get back here towards Rocky Top. But I believe this is actually, this area right in here is Spence Field. So not quite what I imagined. Thought it might open up a little bit more than that. Alright, so this is Spence Field area. And like I said, it'd probably look a lot more impressive in the spring when everything's in bloom. But this is the, I guess you call it infamous area, where 6-year-old Dennis Martin disappeared back in 1969. When him and his family were up on a picnic and they never found him. So kind of a tragic disappearance, but it's a fascinating story. So if you get an opportunity, I would definitely go on YouTube and search for Dennis Martin. There's several videos out there about it, but fascinating story. But I've always been interested in what this area actually looked like. And here it is. So let's head down here to the Spence Field shelter. It's not too far, and then we'll head on over to Rocky Top. Alright, this is just down from where we came, so just give you kind of a shot of what this area looks like. I mean, this place probably just be absolutely phenomenal in the summer. Just catching it at a bad time of the year. So we're back down here at the intersection. We'll head up here to the shelter and see what that looks like. My guess is there's probably some people up here, so I may not be able to film a whole lot, but we'll see. Even if I can film, I probably won't narrate much. Alright, so this is what I really expected like Spence Field to look more like, is actually be a field, right, with a clearing. So this definitely looks a lot better. We're going to head back up here a little bit. There's the shelters on up there, but I thought I'd get a shot of this. I like this. This is what I kind of imagined it would be. So this is just a little farther up the trail, so definitely a better clearing. And that's kind of what I expected it would look like. We're getting close to the shelter up here. So yeah, look at this right here. This is definitely what I was picturing in my mind. So I could see coming up here and like having a picnic, which is what Dennis Martin and his family were doing. I mean, there's some rocks up here, and I think right on the back side is the Appalachian Trail. So my guess is this is probably where that all occurred. There's a little path going up through here. So I can imagine this is probably the spot. Apparently the kids were playing hide and seek, and when they went to look for him, he was just gone. But yeah, this is kind of a neat spot up here. I mean, a great place for a picnic. Tell somebody's camped up here, even though I don't think you're supposed to be building a fire in this area. But yeah, I think the Appalachian Trail is just right here on the back side. That's where we were a minute ago. But yeah, there you go. Much better. Yeah, I like this. Alright, so we're coming up on the shelter, and I don't know if anybody was up here or not, but check it out real quick. Eagle Creek Trail, water source 0.1 miles that way. But here is the shelter. Oh, there's must be the water source down there. I see some things. So let's see. Alright, it does have a fireplace. Water source, 4 potential water sources. But anyway, nobody here. Got some tarps. Area up here to sleep. Area down here as well. Looks like there's a notebook. People put some notes in as far as like who has visited. And must have a reservation and a permit to stay here. Do not cook or eat in sleeping area. Food attracts bears. So I don't know, pretty neat little area. Walk around here and see what the back looks like. And then let's walk down here, see what this little area is. I mean, this will probably be the only time I'm ever up here, so might as well check it out. Alright, so those are all locked up. I'm sure there's some kind of supplies in there. Looks like maybe a composting area. And then I guess this is the bathroom area down here. So there you go. throw some mulch in the bucket when you're done. And that's it. It looks like a place which I would assume that if you come up on your horses that you could tie them overnight. So let's head back up here towards the shelter. Alright, so we'll head back up here and hit the trail again. According to the All Trails app, we still got a little ways to go before we hit Rocky Top, but not gonna get there if we don't start heading that way. Oh, and I missed this on the way in. Here's the cable system so you can put your food up so the bears don't get it. So I missed that on the way in. It's right next door here to the shelter itself. Alright, so let's head back up here to the main trail. Alright, so coming back up on this intersection, just left the shelter. That was the direction to go up to Spence Field. So we're gonna head back down here. Okay, so we're back here at the original intersection, and so that's where we just came from, Spence Field. That's the trail that we came up on, and then I'm hoping that this is going to take us up to Rocky Top. So let's go find out. This is a neat little staircase up here to this part of the trail. Keeps going too. Opens up this little field. It's kind of neat. Alright, so these steps keep going. I'm hoping that the view when we get up here is going to be really, really good. We haven't had a great one yet, but man, if it's named Rocky Top, it's got to have a good one, right? Yeah, I mean, you just feel like this is going to be a really good view, good vantage point. Let's look here. Cut off here in the grass a little bit. Look at that. Wow. That's something. Well, this definitely looks like it's about to open up to a pretty awesome view. Oh, look at that. Wow. That is incredible. Still not at actual Rocky Top yet. I can't imagine the view there is going to be better than the one we just came from, but I don't know, we'll find out. I mean, this is pretty spectacular itself. Another good one here, but I'm hoping as we get over a little bit farther we're going to get a really good shot of the mountains from there. Alright, so here's another sign. That's interesting that there's a little trail that goes off that way. Bote Mountain Trail that way. I can't read that. Derrick Knob Shelter 5.9. Greenbrier Ridge Trail 6.2, and it says no horses that way. And then Jenkins Ridge Trail, Hazel Creek Trail 8.9. All right, well, let's consult the All Trails app here, and we're going this way. We're going to continue straight, but I'm going to get a shot of this one right here because I That's another one I need to look up. The Jenkins Ridge Trail, Hazel Creek Trail. All right, let's head this way. Another neat little area here on the trail. Weather's clearing up too. The skies are blue. Still some clouds, but definitely a lot better than it was this morning. Temperature's warming up too. Just kind of give you a shot of where we're at here. See back through there. But I really feel like we're going to have a good view when we finally get up here to the top. If not, I'm going to be really disappointed. Well, we're getting very, very close to Rocky Top. Actually headed downhill at this section, which seems a little odd. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of dreading the fact that I got to climb back up as I head out, because I was hoping everything was going to be downhill from here, but it's not too far, so I think I can make it. Well, the All Trails app said we're getting very, very close. I thought this was it, but looks like we got to go a little farther. And I'll be honest with you, there's been no signage for Rocky Top specifics. So, without the All Trails app, I don't know. I could have used my regular map, I guess, but I think it would have been a little difficult to find. But anyway, I think we're almost there. All right. So I've been saying, I think we're getting close. I think we're getting close. Yeah, I was a lot farther away than what I originally thought. But I do think now we are almost there. I hope so, because I've used about all the gas I've got in my tank to get up here. So we'll find out here in a couple more minutes. Well, the All Trails app said we got to go up just a little bit farther, but I'll be honest, it's going to be tough to beat this view. Because where we got to go on up there, unless it's just over the top of those trees, I can't imagine getting a better shot of the mountains than this. All right, I was wrong. There is a better view. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Rocky Top. Look at that. I may take the GoPro off here in a minute and see if I can get a better view of it for you. Look at that. Unbelievable. Crazy thing about this, I mean, I got the whole place here to myself. Look at this. Rocky Top. Not another soul around. Just a phenomenal view. So that's how I ended up spending Black Friday. No lines here. So that was Rocky Top. Looking at the All Trails app, it says it took me a little over 4 hours to get up here. 6.75 miles. So round trip, that's going to be what, 13 and a half. I'd originally planned to go up to what was it, Spence Field, 10-mile round trip. I knew coming up to Rocky Top I thought it was going to be like 11.5, and here we're at 13.5. So definitely took a lot for me to get up here. Completely exhausted, so I'm gonna have to sit and rest for a little bit before I make my way back down. But the view up here is absolutely incredible. I mean, the weather is great, it's warmed up, it's perfect. I saw the one other hiker early on in the trail, and he was headed this way too, but I haven't seen him since, so he left me in the dust. So nobody else up here. I mean, it's just absolutely phenomenal to be up here kind of by yourself and enjoying it, you know, this view and nature, and it's just, I don't know, I can't say enough about it. But anyway, a lot of firsts on this hike. First time I've been to the Appalachian Trail at all, so this part of the trail Rocky Top is on, that is part of the Appalachian Trail. First time here to Rocky Top, of course, and this will probably be my last time, to be honest. I don't know if I can do this one again or not. I'm just getting way too old. Celebrated my 51st birthday this week, so I've said this before in some other videos, I really wish I had started hiking earlier. I just started last year, so still able to make the trek. It's just a lot slower, and you know, my legs are starting to give out on me. But anyway, and then over to Spence Fields. That one's been on my list for a long time. Just the disappearance of Dennis Martin, 6-year-old, back in 1969. That's where that occurred, and they never found him. I mean, it's a tragic story, but the details on it are very interesting. So I would recommend, if you have the opportunity, go on YouTube, look up Dennis Martin. There's several videos about it, but just, you know, read up on it, and it's an interesting story. I just hate that, you know, he disappeared, but just a strange tale. So anyway, enough of that. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed the hike. I'm definitely paying for it though right now, so I'm gonna have to rest for a little while. But if you did enjoy it, please go ahead and hit the like button. And I would go ahead and ask that you hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, but it'll just give you a notification the next time I put out another video. But until next time, just keep walking.